Where do we come from, and where are we going? This question, which is probably as old as mankind itself, now finally gets an answer. Thus, Nikola Tesla recognized a hidden truth, an all-embracing law, which explains not only our existence, but also reveals the invisible connections of the entire universe. Are you ready to push the boundaries of the imaginable and dive into a world beyond even your wildest imagination? Then hit the like and subscribe buttons to find out what the numbers 3, 6, and 9 have to do with these revolutionary findings. Divine number games. If they only knew the magnificence of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe. This Nikola Tesla quote reveals the extraordinary importance that those very numbers and their multiples have had in the life of the ingenious inventor. According to this quote, the physicist was known for always circling a building 3 times before entering it. For Tesla to enjoy his meal, the number of napkins had to be exactly 18. But what was behind this peculiar obsession? Do the numbers merely represent the insignificant result of Tesla's obsessive-compulsive disorder? Or are they, in the end, something like a sacred key that opens the gate to a realm we could not even imagine in our wildest dreams? Let's take a look at the theories that have arisen over time on the basis of the number games. But beware, even the first initial hypothesis will completely knock your socks off and leave you incredulous. And although a healthy amount of skepticism is never wrong, we want to remain unbiased today and openly confront the unique conjectures. Thus, the most unbelievable basic thesis says, nothing, but also absolutely nothing is as it seems. In truth, we are not individuals of flesh and blood at all, but digital bioholographic holograms. That's what is described in the Holy Scriptures as divine creation is nothing else than the result of the so-called musical mathematical matrix. Without this omnipresent matrix, you would not be able to watch our video. No, you would not even exist. But how do we understand this assumption? Well, in this context, the matrix is something in or from which something else emerges, develops, and takes shape. In other words, a real construct and not a fictional idea that only happens in wacky Hollywood flicks. The true Da Vinci Code. Who believes now that the appropriate circles are based only on the statements and convictions of Nikola Tesla has cut himself. Also, many other scholars, as for example Leonardo da Vinci, would have recognized the truth around the musical mathematical matrix. To understand this hypothesis, let's take a look at a Da Vinci drawing that was supposedly banned from the artist's official work. This happened because the picture reveals a disturbing development that was set in motion many centuries ago and continues to this day: the deliberate division between the spiritual world and the so-called physical reality. A manipulation of the population that increases immeasurably. The drawing shows us the pagan bull, a symbol of the fertility god Baal, which in turn represents here the Roman Catholic Church. In addition, we also see the tree of life beyond the stormy sea, which in turn is controlled by the European rulers in the form of an eagle. Acoustic control. But how do the supposed shadow governments manage to manipulate us on a daily basis anyway? Well, if one follows the appropriate circles, then this happens among other things with the help of certain acoustic tricks. The fact that the pitch of 440 Hz embodies the reference frequency of acoustic devices and musical instruments would have had quite a special background. In fact, it is this pitch that blocks our bioenergetic and biophysical currents. Furthermore, our real potential is throttled by the string pullers establishing certain languages that turn us away from the spiritual core of being. This is why Da Vinci is said to have written backwards, to draw attention to the literal twisting of the word, which was based on a sinister plan. But what are we then? If the ominous powers lure us quite deliberately on the wrong track, steer us into purposeful courses, and move us further and further away from the truth, what do we then realize when we break the imposed blinkers and shackles and look for real nature of things in the eye? Well, that we are supposed to be bioholographic holograms in reality, we have not mentioned. But what does that mean? The answer is, we are a digital bioholographic precipitation, a crystallization or manifestation of the divine frequency vibration. In one point, the conservative scientists and the supporters of the alternative theories agree, however. Our roots lie in water. according to this cool wet, is a tetrahedron-shaped structure, a liquid crystal superconductor. This explains also why the adult human being consists of up to 50 to 60% of water. The frequency of creation. In the beginning was the sound. If you want to learn how we call the universe was once created, you should keep in mind that this sound of creation is composed of 9 nuclear creative frequencies. Or in other words, there are only 9 numbers in the whole cosmos. Even simpler, that ominous presence which paved the way for the development of all things said to itself, "I take the 9 frequencies, and they shall all be based on the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Which brings us to a certain inventor named Nikola Tesla. If we consider the starting position of the cosmic creation frequencies and their characteristics, the quotation mentioned at the beginning receives once again a completely new meaning. If they would know only the splendor of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe. In order to recognize how the splendor is revealed in detail, we should take a look at a corresponding illustration. So let's start with the number 1. 1 and 1 are 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So let's draw the corresponding line. 4 and 4 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16, while 1 plus 6 is 7. This is what is done in the old mystery school of Pythagoras, reducing the many digits to single-digit numbers and get the 9 nuclear frequencies. In view of this, the followers of this theory are convinced that the number 10 does not exist at all in a cosmic context. It is man-made and therefore purely fictitious. The zeros of the decimal system are no more than placeholders. Hidden clues. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, but the earth was desolate and confused. Darkness was over the primeval flood, and God's Spirit hovered over the waters. While the first book of the Book of Genesis describes the creation of the world, the followers of the alternative theories come across a striking detail in the Holy Scriptures. Water occupies a fundamental role within the creation story. We remember, in truth, the substance is a liquid crystal superconductor on which everything goes back. This is also to be proven by the following Bible words. Then God said, "Let a vault come up in the midst of the water, and let it separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water below the vault from the water above the vault. And also the little word "spoke," which occurs in the creation history too frequently, may not be disregarded here. So this formulation would underpin the correctness of the sound wave and frequency theories. Because what is the speaking other than the production of sound? And what is sound? That's right, electromagnetic frequencies. So, in truth, what the Bible calls divine words is nothing other than the electromagnetic frequencies of creation. But if we read the corresponding Bible chapter a bit further, we come across a passage from which an incredible conclusion is derived. Thus it says in Genesis 1, verse 26 and 27, "Let us make man in our image." And further, "God therefore created man in his image." So if our origin is divine in the truest sense of the word, doesn't this mean that we should theoretically be able to use the 9 frequencies of the universe in a similar way as our Creator? To set processes in motion by the power of sound alone, or even to create things of which we would normally not even dare to dream? The lost key. Well, yes and no, but first things first. Basically, we could draw from a potential that seems simply incredible. The catch, we can only succeed in this if we are free, if we push open the gate to the universal frequencies and the mathematical matrix. But we are not free. The corresponding groups are rock solidly convinced that we have been enslaved in truth. And thus, in every conceivable way, in order to secure their own supremacy and to keep the broad people proverbially small, the elites have created an insidious construct in which we are all unwittingly harnessed. Those whose minds revolve exclusively around fears, ignorance, and profiteering have neither time nor opportunity to recognize the true character of the world. But how do we succeed in breaking out of the supposed foreign control? To leave the network of lies and manipulation behind us and to unleash our true potential? To regain the lost key to the truth? Well, the alternative circles indicate that this is far easier than it may seem at first. Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and then everything else will come to you. Or, in other words, recognize the musical mathematical matrix that manifests everything that exists right here and right now. The rest is enlightenment, leading you into a world you never thought possible. Thank you so much for watching our video to the end. Feel free to leave us a thumbs up and a subscription to support us for free and stay up to date at the same time. And now, we are interested in your opinion. What do you think about the presented theories and assumptions? Do you think it's possible that the universe is really based on the 9 sacred frequencies?